Hey guys, this is Long Night Entertainment, another late night vlog here. Sorry for the quiet voice, and if my voice is very loud due to me bumping things up. The fan you might be hearing is literally from the laptop. Sorry about that. I was originally going to do a video on Shadow of Mordor today. Found I had a recording issue, which I've since resolved, but I haven't had time to start recording again. And an issue came up in the news today. Apparently, there's been, apparently net neutrality is being threatened again. And let me just tell you now, that makes me very frustrated. For people who might be doubting things or not in the know on things, here's basically where we are. Before the net neutrality laws came in, prior to some other recent events, net neutrality is pretty much where we've always been. Until more recently. Basically, data was data. Websites were websites. You access a thing, the ISPs help you get in between. Pretty straightforward stuff. Simple stuff. And then a couple ISPs started to realize that they could basically partner up and promote their partners by giving premium access, higher speeds to those, while dealing with their competition by either demanding more money, throttling their speeds, or both. That's a problem, because it lets corporate interests dictate what you can consume, what you can see. It can dictate your news sites, it can dictate your social media, whether you have access to social media. It can take smaller companies and smaller startups and smaller businesses and pretty much crush them, because they will always have a slower and in some cases near unusable speed compared to larger established ones and business partners. And the net neutrality laws that were put up in 2015 basically were regulations saying you can't do that. It's not government takeover of the internet. It's regulatory law preventing corporate takeover of the internet. And what the people trying to oppose it have been doing a good job of doing is spreading the misinformation that net neutrality is the government controlling your internet, when it's not. It's the government basically saying the corporations are not allowed to control your internet. It's a problem that it's being put aside, because a lot of locations in America, in the United States, you only have access to one or two high-speed internet connections. I mean, I've been wanting to shift off of Comcast for a while. Verizon simply offers a better connection, but they're not available in my area, and neither is anyone else. I have one option. It's a monopoly. But they own the cable lines, so any startups have to go through Comcast in order to get access, which means they still control it. That's a problem. Basically, the net neutrality situation is what we want. If you want the internet to be what it was, then what you want is net neutrality. If you want the internet to stay unchanged and without outside interests dictating your content, then what you want is net neutrality. If what you want is an outside interest choosing, dictating, controlling, and manipulating what you can consume on the internet, what businesses have the right to be consumed by you, if that's what you want, then that isn't net neutrality. And the FCC rules that were put forward in 2015 prevented that. I keep seeing people trying to oppose it simply because government in it is bad, regulation is bad. Fighting these things logically sounds like you're fighting for a free and open marketplace. Not this time. Sometimes the reason regulations are there are to protect people like you, people like me, from things we cannot battle by ourselves. Or, ironically, even en masse. Basically, these are regulations we need because it keeps people like me and like you able to provide content and be accessed without having some supergroup come in and basically say, if you want the internet to be what it has been and to have freedom of access, then you want to back net neutrality. If you want to take the first step to having your content and your information controlled by corporations, oppose it. It seems a pretty obvious decision to me.